So this is a continuation of the last video, because I'm having technical difficulties in my broadcast comedy productions lab here in my car, and I mentioned that I finally was wearing a different shirt. I don't know if black was the best idea here, but I guess this is kind of like one part of my black album, I guess, so to speak. So I don't know, maybe it's fitting, but I was talking about never having been with a black woman, and not that to think that I wouldn't be with a black woman or whatever. Of course, I've been with my wife for 20 years, so that's kind of canceled it out over that time. But always heard black comedians or talking about how black people didn't like to eat coochie. So I was kind of, man, like, is something wrong with like black women's coochie or whatever like that? Of course, nowadays all black women or black dudes are with white women, so maybe it's a little bit different. Yeah, I know that's fucked up, but anyway. But so I was like, dang, is there like something wrong with like black girls' coochie or something like that? Because I had a bad experience with some bad coochie one time. She wasn't black, but let's just say like the next morning, hash browns were served for breakfast, and I don't know if it was before I put ketchup on or the sound or whatever it was. The smell was in my nose, or I don't know, but like. But I couldn't eat hash browns that day, and for I don't know how long afterwards, because I just like associated it with that, and then like I said, I see a lot of black guys, getting with white girls and stuff, and like, well, like black girls don't like to do certain things or something like that, and like I said, I can't really speak from experience, so I don't know how much of that is true or not or whatever, but I've had a crush on Riri, and I made a comment one time, probably leaving the club or something after drunk like now, thought it was safe, whatever, to make a comment, but my wife was like, wow, she got a big old forehead and she's ghetto, and I was like, damn, I was just saying she looked good, like I was like, she like, she got a 5 head and all that kind of shit, and I was like, damn. Well, anyways, so I'm trying to talk about, some my experiences as a white man in black clubs and Killeen, Harker Heights, whatever. And my videos are on the fly for the most part. If you haven't already, if you couldn't already tell, all 30 people that have viewed this shit. But I'm not really. These are actually my notes for all the videos that I've done so far. Because I really don't want to have to write shit down. So it's probably why I'll never really maybe be able to go anywhere with this. But right now I'm just kind of trying to use these videos maybe to reference back to if I ever get to actually get on stage and say any of this stupid shit. If my wife or somebody else doesn't kill me before then. But anyways, so I talked about kind of my first black club experience. I've been I would say I've been shot at. Maybe once. A friend of mine actually got shot. So he wasn't actually, technically necessarily going for me, but we were all. It was actually the same first club that I was at, but this was years later, and he was pretty much trying to go for my friend. But we were all running in the door, and he was shooting at the door, and like I said, unfortunately my friend got shot, but he's all right and whatnot. And I'm pretty sure it was a black guy, but my apologies if I'm not 100% correct on that, because I do remember like a lot of white tendencies. Like he was in a pickup truck, and he actually had like the rifle like on the rack in the back of the pickup truck. So like there was a lot of white tendencies, but that he had. So my apologies there if he wasn't black. But like I said, it was kind of a predominantly black club. And then I've worked for like City Lights and different bars. So like. City Lights, I would say I've never been shot at. There's been people that would come out and shoot the gun in the air, scare you away or whatever. One time, actually, I think it was like a Club Oz night, and like somebody was actually just like running through there, like spraying pepper spray on everybody. So that was kind of crazy. And then there was like a cop or a outside, I don't know if it's a security officer, cop, whatever, but we'd be trying to break up a fight or whatever, bouncers, and he would just start spraying that shit all up in the air, and it would just be like, shit, like, we'd be trying to break in a fight, and, like, we'd just be getting that shit all in our face, and be like, what the, like, he was like damn, like, Barney Fife with, like, pepper spray or some shit, man. It was, like, pretty crazy. And then, Smitty used to be the outside security guy, rest in peace. I mean, man, like, that was, like, the Black Superman, man. People would, like, pull a gun out on us or whatever, and Smitty would just be like, come on, man, chill, like, get back in your car, and just, like, here, like, put your gun away. And then I was sitting there like, oh my goodness, like, I've been doing martial arts just about all my life, but I'm like, damn, I'm supposed to be a white boy, like, damn, I'm scared as a motherfucker, and whatnot. And then, you have to take up drinks, by law, in Texas around 212, 215, something like that. But, like, man, if I'd be working in, like, City Lights or whatever, and, man, it'd be like 3 o'clock, and they'd steal them damn cocktail, whatever, fucking glasses, and fucking drink in one hand, a joint in the other hand and shit. And I'd be like, all right, sir, go ahead and keep your cigarette weed, but I'm going to need your drink. It's 3 o'clock. Like, motherfucker, that ain't nothing but orange juice. I'm like, shit, man, that ain't no damn orange juice or whatnot, And they'd be like, like leave me alone, leave me alone, white boy, and whatnot. So I'm like, oh shit. And then it was used to be originally Cody's, and then it was Rodeo, it was Ciroc, but sometime before Ciroc, I want to say it was maybe Azabachi. I mean, I know that's like a Spanish name, but I want to say it was called Azabachi. And man, that place was crazy. Like, at one point they had like all kinds of like cops working in there, and I was like, all right, it's gonna settle down now. And like, man, like Killeen brothers, they didn't give a shit. Like they were beating the shit out of the cops. I was like, damn, like our fucking town goes hard. Like this is some crazy shit. And then some shit that I think is even crazier than that. And like I know like white people are supposed to have white privilege, right? But we don't. One thing I guess I can say I'm jealous of is other races normally they bond or they take up for each other, whatever. A white person sees another white person going down, whatever. We ain't fucking good friends, brothers, fucking co-workers, whatever. They're like, that motherfucker's on his own. Like, fuck that. But crazy. Like, so one day at like I said, I think it was Azabachi. So black guy, I'm actually sitting outside on the benches, all right? And a black guy, he's literally walking down the sidewalk, literally just boom, just stealing like every dude, this pretty much I'm the only white guy sitting out there, and he's just like stealing like everyone that he walks by. And I guess everybody's either scared, surprised, whatever, and just boom, boom. So I'm like, holy shit. So, he's coming my way. So I basically grab a hold of him and kind of like, I think throw him on like the top of the car or something in the parking lot or some shit. And I'm like trying to choke him or hold him or whatever for security or some shit. And I'm like, next thing you know, like, all these other black guys are like coming out of the club, customers, security. And I think even the DJ was like a friend of mine. And they were like looking at me like, you know what I mean? Like, get off him, like, what the fuck? And of course, maybe they didn't see everything that would happen, but I was figuring the other black dudes that he just fucking punched would come up like, hey, this white dude's in the right, whatever. But damn, like, they told me, they were like, dude, like, you need to get out of here, because all the black people want to like whoop my ass. Even my, like I said, I think my friend was DJ, and he's like, Jimmy, you need to go home. And I was like, damn, what the fuck, like, so I was like, but yeah, when like I said, I've done martial arts all my life, but when I was in high school, we actually got jumped by some at the Killeen Mall by some like young black kids, right? And dude like fucking like socked me right in my jaw and whatever, and I could have. I could have beat up him and me and my friends, most of the other guys probably too, but we're looking at all the other like adults and stuff, like black guys looking at us like, so we knew like, damn, if we hit one of these dudes, like we're gonna get fucked up and whatnot, and And like I said, as a like as a white man, like I really don't think we back each other up like that, or I don't know. I guess maybe you have the Klan, right, which is kind of fucked up. Like I guess they back each other up, you know what I mean, or like but I guess it shouldn't have to be like like if you you say white pride or something like that, that's like you're racist or you're like the Klan. But it's like damn, like are we not allowed to have like pride in ourselves or whatever, without being considered fucking racist or like having to join the damn Klan and shit, but my opinion also on pride is for better or worse, I was born white, so even if I could or wanted to say I'm proud of that, I mean, it ain't nothing that I earned, you know what I mean? So to say, either way, I'm proud, like, it ain't like I fucking earned it. I just fucking got it, but like I said, white is the only thing that, like, if you put white pride fucking on your shit, it's like, you're fucking racist, you know what I mean? That type of deal. I'm getting on my tangent here like normal and shit, but let me see. Another thing about me writing is I can't read my own damn writings. I don't even know what that shit says. I was in Obach a while back, and walked in, black friend of mine, and I just literally walked in, looked at like 3 or 4 people on the dance floor, whatever, was trying to fucking sing karaoke and whatnot, and at first, like my black friend, he knew some people in there, and like, man, like he was like the life of the party and shit, and like dudes are like mean mugging me or fucking with me, and I was like, damn, they don't want a white motherfucker in here, I don't know. But then I don't really know what happened because like we were both drinking, but then before we left, like the same people started getting mad at him, but then they actually invited me to go down to Stars, and I was like, well, it's they were like, yeah, it's BYOB and all that. And I'm like, well, it's after 2 or whatever, so like you can't drink nothing now. And so like I don't know I ain't trying to get anybody in trouble. I didn't make it in there. I don't know what's going on, but I was kind of like, I was like, damn, they being nice to me, or is this like a setup or some shit? Like they trying to get me down there like whoop my ass or something. I don't know, but I guess no offense, but I guess I probably shouldn't be thinking of that as like a great invitation or anything like that. But yeah, I was already out past curfew, so my wife would have killed me anyway if I would have tried going there or whatever. Yeah, I know I'm forgetting some things, but I've probably already taken this a little bit too far. So I'm gonna go ahead and end this here. And I don't know, when I remember some things, there might be another shorter video. Thanks.